right? And I almost didn't join the band.
Wow.
Wait, you almost didn't join Selena and Los Dinos, Chris?
I almost didn't join because
Why do you think Selena's song "Dreaming of You" is the one that gets you?
she was recording it that day, and she's like, "Can you come to the studio?" And I was like, "I can't just leave this dude right. Your dad wants me to work with him, whatever." And love you too. Bye. When we hang up, but that was the song she was recording, and she had just finished recording it, and she wanted me to come and hear it in the studio. And me como
Boy Show. It's your very own reality show, Spanglish style.
Somos el Shoboy Show with two special guests in studio, conectándonos en más de 40 ciudades en el país y partes de México también. Con nosotros el gran cantante Carlito Miranda Jr. And the amazing guitarist Chris Perez.
What's up, guys?
Together, they're bringing us Tejano Rock, Cumbia Vibes, su grupo Metal, featuring Chris Perez. ¿Cómo dice? Aquí
Muchas gracias,
man.
man. Thank you so much, man. Gracias por la oportunidad de estar aquí en tu show.
Man, this is amazing. Special weekend. Congratulations. You all are performing live tomorrow, Saturday, at the legendary Roxy in Los Angeles. I'm talking about Guns N' Roses, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Prince. Has performed at the same stage donde se van a presentar ustedes representando Mexicoamericanos, Texas.
Así es.
Carlito, Chris, what does that feel like to you?
Es un sueño para nosotros, you know, to be playing here in Hollywood at the Roxy on the Sunset Strip. I mean, I remember the first time I came to Los Angeles when I was 17, almost 18, and just walking the strip, you know. Not only then, but also like, you know, once I started playing with Selena and, you know,
Y Los Dinos.
Y Los Dinos, and we were married. We had a lot of gigs out here in the area, so she and I used to walk the Sunset Strip and just kind of daydream and look at the different clubs that are on there and like, man, so-and-so played there. Look at this, you know, and just to see, even in those days, like the ads that were up, the artists that were playing there, I mean, it was just unbelievable. And for us to be playing there, playing our music, it's just a dream come true.
Wow, full circle.
That's awesome, man. And what I love about you guys, Carlito and Chris, is this bromance that y'all have. Que
Talk
lleva
about it.
más de 30 años of friendship. And not a lot of people can say that, especially in this industry, right?
Yeah.
So take me back to the first time y'all met each other.
Right.
And I want you to share the honest truth, al calzón quitado.
Yeah.
Your first impression of each other.
Oh.
Got it.
He probably thought I was a fuzzy little, I don't know, man. I had the little hair, you know, a little afro.
How
the
old
hair
were
hadn't
you?
grown up. I was around 18.
18,
I was
okay.
about 18 years old. It was right when I started playing professionally.
Yeah.
Which sounds odd saying that now. It's like it was just, I didn't know what the future was gonna give me. I dreamt about it, but you can't dream up the stuff that's that I've been through. And luckily we're here. It's been many years.
That's
you know,
awesome.
but we met in a garage. One of the bands I was in at the time. Yeah.
A rock band también.
It was, well, we did a lot of rock, but the singer of that band actually knew him and invited him, and then that's kind of when we met. And then
So in a garage, Carlito, you walk in as kind of like a guest, potentially joining that garage band, literalmente, como cantante. And what was your first impression of Chris?
Well, yeah, I mean, once I walked in, you know, I was invited, this artist local in San Antonio, you know, he's like, hey, come check out my band. He was just starting off. He came from a big band that he was a part of, and then he went solo. And he invited me, and I went in there, and I checked out the band. They were playing live, and I was just kind of scouting in a way, you know what I mean? Kind of just observing everything.
Like, me conviene, no me conviene.
Well, I mean, I was, you know, my dad was era un cantante del sur de Texas, you know, Carlos Miranda.
En paz descanse, una leyenda de la música tejana.
Yeah, Le decían el minero de Nueva Rosita. And so I had a name, and so kind of people were like, oh, you're Carlos Miranda Jr., you know, your dad and this and that. Right. And so I would get invited to a lot lot of different things and just dabbling and seeing. I had no direction, man. I was young and everything. And when I see this guy, you know, what caught my attention was just it's so crazy because you can't plan it. Everything is like organic, right? I live my life through God, and I leave everything in his hands. And so when I see this guy, I was just like blown away because I think it was Black Cat from Janet Jackson.
Oh.
You
That
know?
they were playing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was just fiddling around, like messing with his amp
Chilling.
and things of that. And, you know, you just hear wah, 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 wah. And I was like, who is that dude? You know? And next thing you know,
Chris is cracking up.
man.
Why are you cracking up, Chris?
Because I remember, you know, I always used to be that guy in the band, you know, the rocker guy. And if there was another person that liked rock, I was more rock than that guy. You know what I mean? So
Metallica,
it's funny. I mean, I used to do that at sound checks with
all the
Los
time.
Dinos too. You
like
know,
Metallica playing Inner Sandman during sound check.
And
you
then
know?
I'm sure with his own little stilo to it, like
Right.
just,
Yeah.
you know, with
Yeah.
your little
Lo
flow.
Tejano vibe, lo cumbia twang to it. You know?
And
yeah,
you
but
know-
it worked. You know, it
Yeah.
worked. Like I remember we would be on stage with Selena back in the day, and we would do. I don't remember what pop song it was. Everybody. And it just so happened to be the same tempo, the way we played it, as Back in Black from AC/DC.
Oh, a little
And I remember,
mashup.
yeah, and I remember,
A
so,
mashup,
you know,
yes.
Selena
Let's
would do her
go.
dancing thing. And so when she would do her dance, a lot of the times we would break it down. So it's just a drum pattern. And then, I don't know, I would just every now and again start playing riffs, rock riffs in there, and the crowd would go crazy. Like, what is, like, oh, you know, everybody knew that kind of stuff.
Right, because they were there showing up for
Wow.
cumbias,
Así
tejano,
es,
Yeah,
and,
and
then
then
you're going off, Chris.
Yeah.
And what was Selena's reaction to that, or just the band's reaction when you would go off into rock?
I think it shocked them, but they liked it.
Yeah.
Because it was something different for
Yeah.
them. You know, the guitar players they had before me, which I really liked. As a matter of fact, they are also influences of mine because I learned all their stuff to play the
Right.
Selena stuff,
That's
right?
dope.
But I was the first one they had, and actually that's why they hired me back in the days, because AB pulled me aside and he said, "Hey, we're gonna do an English album. Would you be interested in joining the band?" And I was like, "Yeah, you just give me a call." He goes, "Okay, I'll call you." And I was still, no, I was in another band by that point.
No, you
And-
were still with Tiger.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
you were
then
still
yeah, he called about a month later, and he's like, "Hey, so remember I offered you the gig?" And he
Yeah.
goes, "Yeah, so you ready?" And I go, "Yeah." I thought I was gonna have like 2 weeks, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
for me
To
to like
prep.
break the news. Well, I was already kind of knew all their stuff, right?
Chris was part of. He needed to break up with another band.
Yeah,
yeah.
So they
Transition.
joined Selena
Yeah.
y Los Dinos.
And you-
so AB's like, "Are you ready?"
Yeah, he goes, "Are you ready?" And I was assuming I had some time.
You're
And-
2 weeks. You're like, let me put my 2 weeks in.
and I couldn't, you know, I just couldn't do it. I was like, I need at least like give me a week, right? And I almost didn't join the band.
Wow.
I
Wait,
almost
you
didn't.
almost didn't join Selena y Los Dinos,
Yeah,
Chris?
I almost didn't join because, you know, we're part of. To me, being in a band is a really special thing, and
Yeah.
it's a bond that I have with, quote unquote, my brothers in that
It's like a
band.
covenant, bro.
Yeah, and so I was thinking about it because, you know, yeah, I'm not dumb, you know, and this is Selena y Los Dinos, and
Yeah.
you could tell that something was gonna happen. They weren't up there like, you know,
Just yet, yeah.
yeah. So, but I knew, I could feel that they were onto something. It was gonna happen. But so I went back to my best friend in that band that I was in, and I was like, "Hey, dude," and we were in the back of a Suburban late at night, coming home from a gig. You know what I mean? The rest of the guys were in the front. One was driving, and I just said, "Hey, AB called and asked if I would join the band," and he was the bass player in the band, Rudy. Rudy looks at me and goes, "What are you still doing here?"
Oh,
Rudy!
Yeah.
Rudy!
Yeah.
Rudy!
So that was it.
I bet in that moment, Chris, you're like, I can breathe again, bro.
No, what I said, "You mean if you were in my shoes, you would do it?" And he goes, "I'd be gone."
Yeah, he's like, I wouldn't
And
even have told y'all.
at that point, I was like, "Well, I don't think I should be sticking around in a band that if something like that's gonna happen to somebody else, and I'm gonna let this opportunity pass me up." You know what I mean? So then that was when I was like, "All right, I'm out."
You immediately joined Selena y Los Dinos then.
Yep. And we didn't have
Stories.
not one rehearsal. I just joined the band. I think our first gig was in Eagle Pass, and that was it. I
Wow.
went
Jumped
up
in.
and played all the songs. There was a few songs I didn't know because I didn't know what they did some Janet Jackson stuff that I didn't know.
Right.
You know, but as far as all her stuff, it was a done deal. And I do pride myself on the fact that I already knew the songs exactly how they went. So to them, it was like they didn't miss. It wasn't like, oh, he's good, but he's not so and so. It was like I was already there.
You were that guy.
And some.
Plus I did all the different styles.
So going back to your guys' original
met.
story and meeting in this
Yeah.
brotherhood. So you meet in the garage. Carlito, you're thinking about joining this band that Chris is a part of at this time. Is all this before Selena and Los Dinos?
Yes, this was all before.
Yeah,
then.
Carlos knew me before any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
So I've known him as Chris Perez, the person.
Period.
Not the Chris Perez that everybody knows today, right?
Of course.
So we connected organically, right? And of course, it was because of love of music, the 80s rock. MTV was the big thing. You know what I mean?
TRL.
So just aside from the music, it was just a connection, you know what I mean, between he and I. And I have to say, like, since I met him, he's remained the same till now, to today. And that's very hard to find and have.
That's dope to hear.
You know? And we stayed connected. And of course, you know, for Selena, it wasn't, that industry was not woman driven. It was more men that were doing it. So vocal females that were part of it, right?
Yeah.
And so he joins Selena and everything. And so I'm kind of doing my thing where I got my band. And we were called Carlos Miranda Jr. and the Boys.
And the boys. Because I didn't know who's going to be in the band, so we just said it, boys.
The Boys.
Let's go.
And I even had a leather jacket, and I got the stencils and spray painted and put the Boys on the back of my jacket.
That's legit,
You know, I wanted to
bro.
be like the T-Birds or something, you know?
Fashionista, Carlito.
And so then...
and that style of music was rock también?
No, it was Tejano.
Órale.
So estaba ya entrado porque mi papá en ese tiempo era música chicana, orquesta. So my dad, you know, Carlos Miranda y su orquesta. You know, it was a big thing. But then his era was kind of fading out because here comes La Mafia, here comes La Sombra, here comes Selena. And next thing you know, this industry is just bigger than what it ever was. It was huge. And it was such a big deal in San Antonio. And so then Chris is in the band with Selena. And next thing you know, like, you know, maybe a year or so, I get approached by A.B. Quintanilla. And I'm at an event, and because when the Tejano Music Awards were going to happen in San Antonio, there was a lot of pre-events that were happening.
Right. Like
so
days
showcases,
leading up to it.
Showcases and things of that nature. And AB just walks up to me, and goes, "Hey man, you're Carlos Miranda's son?" And I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "I'm just kind of checking it out, man, seeing what this is, see if I fit in, seeing what, you know."
¿Qué onda?
And so then he says, "Hey, man, you got a band?" I said, "Matter of fact, I do." And he says, "I'd like to come and check you out." And I was just like, whatever.
Like he's not going to come.
Yeah, you know. And so I give him my phone number.
And was Chris already?
He was
with
already
Selena
there,
Los Dinos?
and and I thought nothing of it, right?
Yeah.
Because AB's just coming up to me, and I knew he was there and already, and so he comes in. Next thing you know, man, he shows up to my house.
What?
And we had phone. It wasn't cellular or nothing like that.
Yeah, you had a cord attached.
Yeah. And
If you were lucky, you had a 20-foot cord to go de la sala all the way to your room.
Yeah.
If you were lucky.
Yeah.
People all walking in their house like doing limbo under.
Yeah, exactly. So my mom says, "Hey, there's an A.B. Quintanilla on the phone. He wants to speak to you." And I'm like, "Oh, wow." Because I thought to myself, he ain't going to call. This dude's busy. He's whatever.
She's like, "Carlos,
yeah. Llamando por teléfono. And I'm like, all right.
Te habla tu amiguito.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Ahí voy, mamá." You know, and so I get there. And,
Good thing your mom wasn't like, está castigado, bye.
No, my mom was my biggest supporter, man. Like my biggest. And as a matter of fact, well, I'll get to that.
Yeah.
And so I talked to him, and he's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" He goes, "I'm outside your house," and I'm like, "What?" And I look outside, and there's a BMW parked outside my house.
Let's go.
Yeah. And he's talking from his mobile phone inside the car.
That looks like a brick.
Yeah,
I see.
big time.
Zach Morris style.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've never seen a BMW, and then I never knew that there were phones in a car.
Right.
You know?
That was the future for you.
Yeah, and I was like, wow. And
You're talking about like early 90s, mid 90s.
no, like 89, 90,
89.
like around
Wow.
there. And so then he comes and checks out the band, and he goes, "Hey, I'd like to produce you, and how would you like to come on the road with us and tour with Selena and Los
Produce
Dinos?"
your group, and on top of that,
Yeah.
come on tour with Selena and Los Dinos.
Yeah, and be managed by Abraham.
By his dad, rest
By
in
his
peace.
dad, rest in
Let's
peace.
go.
Yeah.
Bro, se me enchina la piel, bro.
Well, the reason why I said yes because I knew he was there.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be with my boy. Like, are you
We're
kidding
back.
me? Yeah, we're gonna have fun. I knew nothing of what the business was and things of that nature. You know, it was just like, let's just go on the road and let's see what happens. My mom ends up joining. You know, she was like my road manager.
Your manager.
So
yeah,
and you know, when we got on that tour, it was a bunch of guys and only Selena, Suzette, my mom, and Marcella.
Wow.
That was it. Only the 4 women that were part
Holding
of
it
that.
down.
Yeah.
What is your mom's name?
Berta Miranda.
Is she still with us?
No.
En paz
Rest in peace.
descanse.
Yes, actually, it'll be 9 years this coming April 23rd.
God bless, man.
Yeah.
God bless. La señora Berta.
Berta Miranda,
Biggest
man.
supporter. I got
I'm
you,
a mama's
mijo.
boy, man. I'm a mama's boy.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I'm a mama's boy too. Chris, are you a mama's boy?
Nah, I'm all over the place.
I'm a boy.
I've always been, yeah.
He said, it depends on the day.
No, but as a matter of fact, my mom's coming.
Flying in today.
Yeah, she's gonna go to the show. We
She's
got
gonna
coming
pull
up.
up to the Roxy?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
And if I can say it, what she's gonna get done, she's getting a tattoo.
Oh,
Chris, your mom
you
is
didn't
showing
even
Her
say
up
first tattoo, yeah.
to your show at the Roxy to see Metal
Yes.
performing live.
Yeah.
And your mom's gonna get a tattoo?
That's her plan.
Yeah.
Of
It's already
what? Or
set up.
YOLO.
And he's an awesome artist. His name is Esteban. He's coming. He's bringing where we're staying. He's bringing his equipment, and he's gonna make her. I guess she's gonna be as comfortable as you can be before getting.
This
a
her first tattoo?
It's her first.
Wow.
What
I
is
mean,
she
how
getting
great.
tattooed?
Well,
And Esteban,
if she hasn't, Esteban.
Esteban, like
Yeah.
The legendary.
Yeah, I'm like,
Tattoo artist.
Yeah,
Girl.
Yeah. So, she's unless she's changed her mind, it's like a bluebird of some kind. Yeah.
What is the meaning behind a bluebird, do you think?
She told me, and you know what? I forgot. I forgot. And she even had me write something on a piece of paper because she wants to have what I wrote above the bird, like kind of like a scroll, but in my writing. So
I love that.
Beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, what was your first tattoo ever?
this one, my daughter. It's a pretty big one, but yeah, I went all in the first time around.
Venga, that, all in. That's what's up. And how about you, Carlito?
Yeah, I got a lot of them. You know,
What was your
Your
first
first
tattoo?
I actually the Converse sign. And
Bro,
you-
I thought it was gonna be the BMW sign.
but the reason why I got the Converse sign because I wanted to know if it was gonna hurt.
what?
You know what I mean?
Bruh.
I was like, well, let me just get a small one.
don't
You
and-
should have just done the Nike. It's
Yeah,
smaller,
dude.
bro.
And then everybody thought I was like in the service, like I was in the army or something. You know, if you look
So
at it,
funny.
you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
and you know what's funny is that
Yeah.
when I was a kid going through school, I was going to school with a lot of cholos.
That's
you
what's
know,
up.
and they would always put the little crucito on there with the little spark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or the three dots because it's on your hand in between your thumb and your index finger.
Yeah, yeah.
For our listeners tuning in, not watching this on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
I
spot.
did it, and then it just went from there. Like it's very therapeutic for me now. You know what I mean? Like getting a tattoo. You know, so I've got a lot of meaningful ones as well. You know, on one of because just Selena's 31st anniversary that
Just
passed.
passed,
you
right.
know.
Graduating to heaven. Yeah, just a few days ago.
I ended up getting her handwriting on my arm. When I did my first show with them, and in my hometown, my first show was being a part of the tour with them. It was in Seguin, Texas.
Let's go.
And so I got that on her 25th anniversary of that. So
And what is
show it to
that?
us?
What was the?
it was she.
It's like her autograph.
Oh, her. Oh, I thought.
she
That
put
she
a-
practiced
put
so
a
much,
message.
right?
She put a message on it, and it's right here.
And
It
that's
says-
literally her handwriting?
That's her
Selena's?
handwriting.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
to
beautiful.
Carlos with lots of love, Selena. And then she put 1990, and then she scratched it out and she put 1991.
Oh, so
yeah.
you even all the way to that to even her mess up.
Yeah,
So-
I did it identical. To
Did Selena write it on your arm?
no,
and
no,
then
no.
you went
she,
straight
She had it on a
piece of paper.
piece of paper.
and you left the scratch off in there.
Yeah, it just had him copy it. You know?
That's dope,
That's
man.
sick. Yeah.
So you guys, from meeting in a garage, next thing you know, you're touring together, Chris, you with Selena and Los Dinos. Carlito, you're with the boys, right?
Yeah.
And what would you say is one of the most memorable moments of touring together as bros, as homies? You guys knew each other. You're
Dude,
day ones.
I don't even know you want to go there.
Yeah,
but
go there. This is recorded with Sin Filtro.
I mean, I was there for everything. You know, I was there for everything. And
Yeah, he was the first person. He was the first friend of mine outside of the band, Los Dinos, obviously, because when Selena and I started kind of messing around, sounds funny to say it like that, but you know, it was just a
dating,
thing
liking each
on the
other, huh?
DL.
Well, I mean, it was just literally, you know, messing around. Just we were the two youngest in the band.
Right.
And, we had. That's when we kind of started our connection, right, as friends. But then when we started messing around, it was, you know, of course, the guys in the band would see it, so everybody knew except for Abraham. But everybody knew. But it was cool, you know.
Right.
Everything was good. You know, we weren't silly about it and whatever. But then when it started getting serious, I was like, oh, this is, you know, this could be bad.
Right.
But he was the first one I told. Carlitos was the first one I told that, you know, it was we had a thing going on. It was getting serious, you know.
And what was your biggest fear, Chris?
My biggest fear was that it wasn't going to work out, and then what was going to happen with me as a member of the band. Was it going to continue on? Was it going to be too difficult? Was I going to have to go play with somebody else, or you know what I mean? And that was my biggest fear. But oddly enough, the reason that it started getting serious is because, like I said, it was, you know, the little messing around thing here and there or whatever. It was what it was, but it was AB that came to me and said, hey, like, what do you think about Selena? And I said, she's cool. You know, like, man, I love it. I love being in the band and whatever. He goes, no, stupid. Literally.
Yeah.
He says, no, stupid. Like, what do you think about her? And I just looked at him and I was like, no way, dude. There's no way. He started laughing. He goes, why? I said, your dad will kill me.
Yeah, are you kidding?
But that was the beginning of, that's when things started getting serious. I was like, okay, well, I mean, if he's cool with it, everybody seems to be okay.
If her brother's cool with it.
Right.
And then, Carlito, what was your response to Chris when he came to tour? You're the first one that he told, hey, I'm kind of hanging out with Selena.
Yeah, I was like, wow. But I was like, badass. You know what I mean? I'm like, badass. You know? Yeah, dude. And I mean, you know, it wasn't something to be like, oh, hey, man, I was a part of that. But it's like that puppy love, you know, when you have a crush and you're whatever. And you know, we didn't have cell phones in that time. And so when he and I would when a vacation time would come around and he and I went to go see a band or whatever, he'd be on the payphone talking to her. And then he's like, hey, Selena wants to talk to you. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? We're here in Houston and we're checking out so it's all right. Well, y'all be careful. You know, payphone.
Tell her we're behaving. Tell her we're behaving.
We're behaving. And we're not getting drunk.
Yeah, we're not going to drink too much.
You know, but it was super cool. I mean, she was a homie. Yeah. You know, again, that's another person that I don't see like everybody else has seen. Yeah. Because she was such a homie. She was such a cool person, man. I mean, a natural talent. I love to dance. She loved to dance.
Yep.
You know, R&B. You know, we had a lot of stuff in common when they would do Sensitivity from Ralph Tresvant. You know what I mean? And the band was just sounding great. Like it was
vibing out.
It was awesome, man. And so Metal is kind of like that. You know what I mean? We learned
bringing it all together.
Yeah.
All these years, everything, your journey coming together at the Roxy tomorrow, Saturday. How can our listeners get tickets?
Right now, if they can follow us on official Grupo Metal, there's the link in bio so they can get some tickets to the show for tomorrow. Also, you can go to access.com and you can also go to roxy.com to get your tickets for tomorrow's show.
Access is AXS.
Yeah, no E in that. AXS.com.
AXS.
Chris, earlier you mentioned that, you know, obviously this show at the Roxy means so much for you y tu hermano right here, Carlito. Not only because, thank you for sharing that your mom is going to be present with a brand new tattoo. Pero when you were on tour with Selena and Los Dinos, you and Selena would walk through Sunset and Hollywood and daydreaming. Like, what kinds of dreams would Selena share with you at the time?
Well, mainly back then, I would say, you know, her big dream was doing that English crossover album. right? And in a lot of ways, well, like I feel like she's always with me, right? In not in a weird way, but it's like.
I'm all, hey girl. No, just kidding.
Right?
Yeah.
No, she walked in right now. Like, she was so cool. You know what I mean? Like you guys, I know people see her as this icon, and deservedly so, right? And what she represents, right? A strong, powerful Latina, right? But she also had her other side, her vulnerable side. You know, her other thing. But she had this talent of walking into a room and just disarming people. Like she's just a normal whatever. But then you see her walk out on stage and then she just
commanded.
Boom.
Would do her thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but and speaking on like her and I and walking Sunset and Hollywood and all that stuff back in the day, touristy kind of things, right? She's gonna be there with us in the sense that when we play, we pull out. I don't want to give too much away, but we pull out a medley, a couple of medleys of stuff that we did with the Dinos, and and we, Carlito don't even have to sing because the crowd just sings so loud, and you just, it was something that I had stayed away from for a really long time, right? Yeah. And but then I was like, let's try it, right? Yeah. And we did. When I saw the reaction of the crowd. And their smiles and them dancing. I figure, that's why we play music, is to bring, make people happy. And in this case, remind them of some really cool music that I was a part of,
Yeah, part of your history, both of y'all. It really is.
Yeah. No, it was one of those things to where he and I never really talked about her. You know what I mean? I don't know why it never was like that. I mean, it was like that, but it just was like that. And then I just thought to myself, I was like, man, I wonder if he'd be cool if we were to pay homage, and something like that. And so
celebrar su vida.
Yeah, and we tried it, and I mean the crowd just went insane. And that's when we were just like, okay, like
it just felt right.
Yeah, because metal
it felt right. Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it.
What I'm saying?
It wasn't
it was
not
weird.
it's not it wasn't, it didn't feel weird. It didn't make me like reminisce in a sad way, and it was like a really happy
celebration.
I think for me, I just had to go through that time of, give myself the time to think about it and do it on my own terms. Yeah. Because so many times in my life, I'll be somewhere, you know what I mean? And like we all have people that we miss that are no longer with us, right? That have passed on. And we get to think about them in our own time when we want to, or something. You might see something that reminds you of them, whatever. But it's kind of like under your own power, right?
Right.
With me, it's a little different because we could be at a restaurant and it's, you know what I mean?
The song.
We're having a great time,
or
and whatever,
somebody might come up.
Something you'll hear, dun 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 dun, and it's like.
The song
it kind of makes you shift. Dreaming of You will come on, or I Could Fall in Love, or Baila Esta Cumbia, or Como la Flor. There's so many songs, but it'll pop out, and then it's just like, it's kind of almost like a weird reset kind of thing.
Well, it's a trigger in a way, because I think
perfectly said. Yeah,
both of my parents are in heaven, graduated to heaven as well, and same thing, hermano. There's certain things when you least expect it.
Yes,
triggers you, and you go to a place.
Yes. So I know we can all understand that.
No, totally.
It would just be, and for a long time, it was like a reset and kind of like
Yeah.
And now, I mean, the only song that does that to me now is Dreaming of You. All the other ones, it's like, check it out,
Yeah.
and it's like in the weirdest, it'll happen at the weirdest time.
Why do you think Selena's song Dreaming of You is the one that gets you, Chris?
There's two reasons. One is just because of the way she recorded it, performed it, and two is because the story behind that. I was at home at our house. I was working on another project. This was when Abraham was managing different groups, and he wanted to get into different genres, and he found this group that he thought was cool. It was a rock band. So long story short, he asked me if I would work with him, right? So I was at the house working with the singer, and we were right in the middle of something, and she was recording that vocal track. Q Productions was not far from the house, and she was recording that song. She was recording it that day. She called me, and she was like, hey, and she was talking kind of soft, whatever. She's like, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm still here working. The guy's name was Joey. I said, I'm still here working with Joey. Man, he's not getting the tune, whatever. And she's like, can you come to the studio? And I was like, I can't just leave this dude right. Your dad wants me to work with him, whatever. And she's like, are you sure you can't come? And I was like, I can't. I mean, I'll try to finish up really quick. And she's like, oh, okay. And, love you too, bye. When we hang up. But that was a song she was recording. And she had just finished recording it, and she wanted me to come and hear it in the studio. And me como pendejo. You know what I mean? But you don't know. You're just living life, and you're doing what you're doing, and you always think you got tomorrow, or you have another. There will be another time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or at least that's how I used to be. I'm a little more grateful of things that are going on now because of the things that I've been through, right? So that's the reason.
Thank you for sharing, hermano. I just want to commend both of you guys because I love the way you guys are approaching not just, obviamente, honoring and celebrating Selena, but honoring and celebrating that era of music.
Yeah.
And what it meant, and it put Tejas on the map for Latinos at a whole nother level.
I'm glad you're saying music,
that. Cumbia, rock. And that's what I see with you guys right now. That, through everything that's happened over 30 years, you guys are still homies.
Yeah.
You guys are still together doing what you love.
Yeah.
And doing it together. And I just want to, even for you, Chris, I love the fact that you are now more open to celebrating Selena. Yeah. And even in a recent post that you put on her graduation anniversary, where you wrote on your Instagram at Chris Perez now, you wrote, I'm grateful that you guys continue to push Selena's legacy forward. And you do it loud and proud. Let's all keep it up. For her memory and legacy deserves to be remembered for generations to come. Oh. And let me tell you why that was so powerful. And I'm even getting a little emotional right now. So I'm a girl dad. I have a 9-year-old daughter. Her name's Ariela. And a 7-year-old Alani. But I would say within the last year or so, they've really gotten into Selena and her music, right? I mean, on the way to school. On repeat.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome, man.
Kind of like when the kids were stuck on the Frozen song.
Oh, or the K-pop Demon Hunters too.
Let it go.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
on repeat.
Wow.
All her biggest. So they're showing up to school, elementary. And like my wife is dropping them off, and like the whole school is just hearing.
Wow.
And let's just say there's not a lot of sazon where he lives. You know what I'm saying?
and so in her 3rd grade class, they asked her to do a project of, hey, who's somebody that you look up to?
Influential people
in life. It can be anybody that you want to do a whole presentation on with a storyboard, and you have to give their biography and present it in front of everybody. And she chose Selena.
Wow. That's amazing.
Wow.
And I want to show you. Here she is.
Oh, she's got the outfit.
Yeah, you can swipe.
She's got the cow print outfit.
And you can swipe a little bit.
And I don't know which. I don't know which.
No.
She's all scared.
Yeah.
And she did this whole poster board along with my wife of all these pictures.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. I mean, it just shows the influence without even knowing.
She's got the lips around the picture of, like, the kisses around the picture of me and Selena.
That's amazing. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
And so I shared with her that I was going to be hanging out with you guys today. And she didn't want to go to school.
Awesome.
No,
really? She wanted to come.
But,
wow.
Chris, she did send you a message because she saw the documentary on Netflix and all that. So my daughter sent you a message. If it's okay, I want to play it for you.
Yeah.
Hi, Chris. What I love about Selena and you is that you guys performing so well, and you guys loved each other so well, and that you made Selena very joyful. Bye, blessings.
Dude, that is awesome.
Wow, man. Wow.
I got a lump.
Wow.
I can't swallow right now. I got a lump in my throat.
Wow.
Man,
amazing.
it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, how beautiful that one. Thank you very much to her. Hopefully, I get to meet her one day very soon. Meet them.
Yeah. Thank you.
But how beautiful that her music and what she represents is being passed down from generation to generation.
That's
my
point.
Yeah, it's just something about her energy.
Yeah.
Obviously, the music it's appealing to adults and whatnot, and it's just crazy having for myself, having been there, you know what I mean, and feeling like I was a kid at the time. I mean, we were when I joined the band 19.
Yep.
You know what I mean, and you know, it was from 19 to 25. At the time, seems like that is a long time.
6 years.
It seems like it, you know, or it seemed like it then. Like,
Right.
but then you know, now looking back on it, I'm like, it was so
quick.
It was so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and the stuff that she, I mean, we as a band, but I'm speaking about her personally. The stuff that she accomplished in that time, man. I mean,
Insane.
Yes.
you know, it's when you're there living it. It's like, oh yeah, you know,
You're going through it. You
Yeah.
don't realize how big and impactful it's going to be in the future. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? But-
right. And I attribute all that, a big, huge part of that to Abraham. You know,
rest in
I
peace.
know he's to some, or just in general, he could, you know, he's a polarizing character in the Selena story, right? But coming from me, I mean, the dude was awesome, man. I mean, we were really good friends, you know, and the thing is, like, when everything happened in March of 1995, and you know, Selena passed away. Abraham was the one that, like, he was on the front lines for the whole family, and he was taking hit after hit and going through as a father, you know what I mean, what he was going through. I mean, it was just thinking about it now, like you said, you're a dad, I'm a dad, and it's just it's incredible what he dealt with for his family.
Yeah.
You know, and because of that, she is the icon that she is today. Obviously, what she accomplished and her talent, and all that
Obviamente.
stuff. But he was the one, you know, every day going to Q Productions and
Leading the way.
And
on the business side, which we all know, this industry's crazy.
Yeah.
And the stuff you got to deal with and battle with, bro. And before we wrap up, we also know that Selena's birthday's coming up, April 16th.
Yeah.
Carlito, you also toured with Selena y Los Dinos. Chris, obviously, you were there very close and married with Selena. How do you guys celebrate that day nowadays? Like, is there anything special that you do, Chris, for Selena's birthday?
I mean, you know, she always is going to be a part of my life and a part of my thought process, right? She's a big part of this project in a lot of ways, in many ways. And, you know, it's, as far as doing anything special, it's just like every other day in that, you know, I am very grateful to her fans. You know, it used to be the opposite, you know, it used to be, you know, one of those triste kind of days and whatnot. But now it's like, let's celebrate.
Amen.
Yeah.
Carlito, how about for
Amen.
you, hermano?
Man, you know, I don't really celebrate anything for that. I mean, because I lo guardo en mi corazón, everything, you know, because I feel that it's a touchy subject. Even talking about her, you know, I don't want anybody to think that, oh, well, they're only talking about her because of this. And it's like, no, man, it's facts of life.
See,
it's
what you lived.
You can't make this up. You just really can't. And I'd rather share the story and share the experiences, because el público es lo que manda, right?
Yep.
And so I let el público make the decisions on how they want to see certain things. For an example, we just came from Mexico. We did Mexico City. Hicimos el iHeart performance in Mexico City.
Yeah.
Y luego Monterrey. And I'm not used to like what he's used to, right?
What
Like
Chris is used to,
the media and things of that. And I saw one negative comment, and it bothered me so bad.
Yeah, there was like 100. Oh,
Yeah.
we love you guys, and that one.
And that
then
one. And,
for sure, they had no picture.
And you know what? It bothered me so much that I kept going to look at it.
Oh.
And it wasn't until the public started commenting what he said.
having
Having my
Carlos'
back.
having your
Carlitos'
back.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I love that.
Yeah. And I was just like, thank God that because I
The
was
metal mommies.
I
No,
wanted to
just-
say something like, oh, soy, you know,
Right,
he had something to say about me. And I was just kind of like, and the reason why is because they brought up that day of the tragic, and they brought up that person. And I spoke up for my brother, and I said, we're not talking about that.
That's good.
Yeah.
No le vamos a dar la luz a esa persona.
Why would you?
And the guy said, mira este menso, and un and whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And the public came out and said, yeah, he's speaking on behalf of Chris. Like, we're not going to talk about it. Nobody wants to hear that anymore.
Yeah.
And so that's, I'm not used to stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I get timid talking about it or whatever it is because I don't want nobody to get the wrong idea.
Right.
But
this is why I love what you guys have shared today with us.
Yeah.
Because what I really hope you watching or you listening right now is you get to hear how this is an organic, beautiful, divine story of how you guys became friends first.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Papa
Amen.
Dios aligned all these things.
Yep.
And you guys are still friends.
Yeah.
To me, that's the beautiful story, man, that here are two great friends that have lived an amazing life and you're continuing to create great memories. And celebrating somebody that was very special in both of y'all's life, which is Selena in all of our lives,
Yeah.
Amen. I mean, if it wasn't for this person, and she's from here, from Los Angeles, her name was Hannah, and she brought it up to me and said, you and Chris have this story that you need to tell.
Yes.
And she goes, not just, you shouldn't just do your music, like, tell the story about you guys. One, because you guys are men. And men are macho, right? So they don't really say, it's mi compa or whatever and this and this and that. And when she said that, I took it as a sign as to be like, you know what? And since then, because Grupo Metal featuring Chris Perez son los experiencias de nuestras vidas,
In a
la
musical
música,
journey.
yeah, y la música igual. Lo que nosotros, what we got from Selena, my dad, La Mafia, other experiences, the 80s rock. And what's so crazy, as you mentioned it, and I know some people have said certain things here and there, but you guys have like hit it right on the target. Like, con todo mi respeto with everything what everybody else has, we've done interviews with and things, but in this case here, you guys have like really hit it on the target because that's what it was for he and I, and I'm very protective of this guy.
Yeah, you have his back.
Yeah, like I just want to protect him, not because of anything else. I just already know what he's gone through and things of that nature. So I get really offended, and I just get his back a lot.
That's a real
You're
one right
for the
there,
streets.
Chris.
Hey, I ain't mad at you.
We all need a Carlitos in our life.
Yeah, you know what they
know.
say about Carlos is, no, just kidding.
And so,
We'll go to that in a second.
It's so as that thing has been about because it's been organic.
Right.
Yes.
And so it was one of those things of like, wow, you know what? This is the right time, to talk about it.
Let's go.
Y nuestra música son los elementos también de la experiencia de nuestras vidas.
Yeah.
Amen to that, bro.
So in our show, what you see is our lives of what we've learned. Any song that we perform, it's going to remind you of your tía, your tío, your mom, or your dad, or un momento in your life.
Yeah,
Te vas a recordar de una, part of something.
Que te va a traer alegría in that moment.
Eso,
You know what I'm
amen,
saying? Like
amen,
this song
amen.
right here, Brujeria. That's what we can expect at your shows.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what else? What other type of music can people expect as you guys continue going on tour beyond the Roxy? Throughout the U.S. and around the world, ¿qué otro tipo de música, cotorreo van a tener?
Well, man, again, part of our show, we pay tribute to the falling of the icons that we have the posters on our wall.
Let's go.
And it's funny because you mentioned about the Roxy, and it just made more pressure for me because you said Prince played there.
Prince played.
And I was like, we pay homage to Prince.
There it is.
Part of
Yeah.
our show.
So that's another connection right there, being on the same stage, paying
this guy,
homage.
I'm telling you, like he hit it. I was like, what in the world? And I get goosebumps just thinking about it. And then Chris, his idol is Eddie Van Halen. So
igual.
we pay homage to Eddie Van Halen.
Let's go.
And then we pay homage to Vicente Fernandez.
Get out.
And then we pay homage to Enanitos Verdes.
All right. Don't say too much. You need to have them pull up to the show. Y'all gotta pull up.
Yo, so
Yeah.
basically anything that's been huge in Inglés o Español, musically speaking, for the last 30 years, 40 years.
Yeah. I mean, that's who we are.
Grupo Metal hits it.
That's who we are.
Let's
so to
go.
us, it's a natural.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing.
Yeah,
and
that's beautiful.
There's a bunch of other stuff that we don't want to give away that we
Right.
play, but I will say that the songs, a lot of them kind of sound like you would remember them, but they also have this twist, this touch to
Your
it
style.
that makes it metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
A metal twist.
And if you guys are wondering if I'm a girl dad or not, look at my water bottle. It's turquoise, pink, and purple.
Yeah.
Pero no me agüito.
Hey! Well, you know what's funny is those were the colors inside of the bus we had with Selena.
That's right.
Big,
That is
Big Bertha.
funny.
Yeah, Bertha.
The
The
seats.
seats
Bro.
had those 3 colors: the
Yeah.
pink, the purple, and that teal.
Yeah.
See, she's here.
There's something divine, man. That is
Awesome,
so
man.
amazing. Primo Juan brought up, we'll wrap up with this. Carlos, unfortunately, bro, your
Yeah,
name
homie.
came up on a study recently.
Yes, this
What did they say?
your name is the most Latino toxic name for Tóxicos.
Wow.
And they said that
Carlos.
Wow.
Carlos's
Juan
son-
Carlito.
mujeriegos, and they for the streets.
Say what?
You know what? Yeah, I could say I was that at one time.
Damn, but you're reformed.
Women, yes. Better believe it, 100%.
Let's go.
Damn, you just confirmed it. Any variation of Carlos.
Hey,
Wow.
the best policy is honesty,
Hey,
right?
that's it.
I mean, come on,
Hey,
you know.
as we like to say, tóxico reformado.
Yeah,
You feel me? Evolved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Own it.
Yo,
Yes,
Chris,
brother.
I have one question for you. The pizza scene in the Selena movie where you take out the hot sauce, is that true? Are you a hot sauce
Nah.
hottie?
No, I am. No, as a matter of fact, I have my bag of serranos in my backpack right now.
Oh, okay, so the
But
chile, si te gusta.
that part is that I mean it's true in the sense that yes, I love hot sauce and
Yes,
things
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But the story came about because my mom actually had given me as a, they call them a gag gift. Like, they give you the real gift and then they give you something funny.
Yeah, like a funny.
yes.
So the funny thing was a bottle of Tabasco in a holster. And she was like, here, so you can wear it on your belt. She knew I wasn't going to do it. But, and so they told that story. I think, I don't know who it was. It was one of the Qs. It was either
Sure.
AB or Suzette or Abraham.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, he used to have a bottle of hot sauce in a holster. And so
Dang.
that scene came up.
That's
Oh,
where it comes from.
nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you literally have chile serranos in your bag right now,
I
Chris?
do. Yeah.
Let's go.
Literal.
Saca el chile.
Porque yo-
And
Bro.
you know what?
Let's see. ¿Qué pasó? Saca el chile.
No,
mano.
the chile. Mal pensado, the chile serrano, fool, the chile serrano.
No, man,
That's
and these are
interview.
from Texas. They are hot. But look, see, half
There
eaten.
you
That's
go.
how hot they are. I can't even finish this one.
How much does Chris Perez love picante and chile? Look at
That
that.
much,
Carries
yeah.
his own chiles
Let's
around.
go.
You gotta put a napkin in there because they'll start sweating and then you don't want that in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Damn, you okay?
I got my technique.
You know already. Let's go.
And he's got no
Papa.
shame in his game. We could be at Fleming's and he's going to be like, class.
A fancy
You know
restaurant.
that Korean barbecue? He's all asando el chile.
Chris siempre con el chile en la mano. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, así no. Oh, that's crazy because in my bag, I carry around aguacates, bro.
Really?
Wow.
Let's make some guacamole.
Wow, con serrano.
No, just put it out.
I thought you were gonna pull one out, man.
Imagínate. Primero aquí tomate.
I got the limon right here.
And I got tortillas in my bag.
No, even better. I got masa. Let's
Please make them.
Like a real Mexicano.
Amen.
Hey guys,
man.
man, we appreciated this vibe so much. We it's the first time we've met in person, bro.
Yes.
But we just
Yeah.
appreciate your authenticity,
Yeah.
your realness, and your vibe, and your love for music, and the love and respect that you have for people that love music.
Yeah.
You can just see that coming through you.
I thank you very much, and we consider ourselves very fortunate, lucky guys to be able to do what we do and make a living out of it, and be able to meet with the fans, and because like Selena said, man, without them we're nothing, and
Amen.
not only for what we're doing now, but also fans that are, like I mentioned in that Instagram post, pushing their legacy forward, and it's just because of them, and I want to thank them as well.
Amen
Yeah,
to that.
it's a blessing to have this, and to be doing what we love. And going back to what I was saying about you guys, for me and Chris, as we met and we got this project today, and it is a full circle to play at the Roxy.
Yeah.
Like, you can't plan that stuff, and it's just like, I what you were saying, I was like, man, I never thought about it like that. But and that's
Which part?
The full circle.
the full
of-
circle,
yeah.
That meeting coming
of
back.
performing in Los Angeles, California for the first time and then you're doing it at the Roxy of the people that we looked up to.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just
Your
like,
idols.
wow. Because if there was one thing that I always wanted to get was, I don't know if you remember the show Siempre en Domingo.
A huevo, yeah.
Raúl Velasco te daba la patada, right?
La patadita de la buena suerte.
Yeah. And I thought to myself, man, we're never going to get that. And to me, the Roxy was that.
They're giving it to you.
Yeah. That's how I looked at it.
Or Johnny Canales.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yes, amen.
You know,
Amen.
it was kind of like that kickoff. You know,
Yeah.
there's that.
Yeah.
There's Siempre Domingo,
Yeah.
all that stuff, man.
But,
Yeah,
pero
be present that day.
el público has done
Dude,
that.
you know what you guys should do, bro? You should talk about that at the Roxy.
Yeah.
And have el público not give you la patadita, la buena suerte, pero la nalgadita. And have everybody just kind of go, 1, 2, 3, side.
Yeah, there's going to be a long line for that to happen with Chris. They're gonna-
Or Chris, or have your mom on stage giving you la nalgada.
She'll do it, man. She's crazy.
That's what's
Oh,
up.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us,
No,
familia.
thank you.
Check out Grupo Metal featuring Chris Perez, Copa Carlito Miranda Jr. at official Grupo Metal. This is Brujeria right here on the Shoboy Show. Muchísimas gracias, y'all.
No, gracias, man, a
Thank
todos
you, guys.
ustedes. Un saludo a todos y muchas gracias por darnos la oportunidad de estar aquí con Grupo Metal y Chris Perez.
Así es, gracias por el apoyo.
Let's go. Bendiciones. Shoboy Show. Ánimo.
Follow us at Shoboy Show. SHOBOY Show.